that you saw tragedy, that, you know, and this, we're talking about your dad here, that underwent this horrible stroke, and that obviously affected his mental well-being, and it ultimately ended with his suicide. And listen, we all know that I have also had to deal with a similar thing my entire career as well. But this kind of thing, and you've already said, you've been very open with the fact that you were in a very dark place.
Yeah.
So was there something in that dark place that took you from that showed you a little tiny glimmer of light? And the reason I'm asking you this question is because you ended up, and I want to talk about this because this is where people are going to be really interested. You ended up basically becoming an evangelist of something that you heartedly, with all of your passion, with all of your business knowledge of 30 years, you became an evangelist for Bitcoin.
Right.
And so give us a little impression about how that came about.
Yeah. Okay. So in my darkest moments, I was really desperate. It's not that I was desperate for a job or desperate for money. I was desperate, I think, for meaning and a sense of self-esteem, because I had identified as Tomer Strolight, president of Torstar Digital, for 7 straight years of my life. It was my identity, and I quit. I ceased to be who I was. And I didn't realize how devastating that would be. But my very identity was erased, and I needed to rebuild a new identity. And I thought my first start went nowhere. And then I was kind of rescued into another job where there were people that I knew because they had been partners of Torstar Digitals, and they liked me, and I was doing private equity again. But a lot of the same things were happening where I wasn't really getting to spread my wings and be creative anymore. And I was starting to become fearful and starting to accept, you know what, maybe I'm not going to get a chance to spread my wings again. Maybe I just need to find a place where I can earn money to take care of my family.
Take care of your family, because the kids are getting older at that point, and they're heading off to school, and
they needed more help, and there was lots of stuff, and that was really heartbreaking, because here I was about to compromise my integrity, like asking about compromising my integrity,
which has been so important to you for 30 years, and now you're faced with a choice that that people our age do have, right? Is that you start to realize that integrity is not black and white. It's never black and white. It seems like it when you're younger, but there's shades of gray, and these are the things I think that we're starting to, that I'm, at least in you as a friend of yours, we're starting to see at that point.